Good afternoon. This is John Marling, Pulse Research. Thank you very much for attending our webinar this afternoon. I want to start off by sharing with you a very heartbreaking news story that I read. It was a story in the Watertown Daily Times, and it was just heartbreaking because the story relayed to their readers from their publisher that because of the downturn in advertising, i.e. they had lost some of their grocers, some of their major department stores, etc., and they weren't able to replace that revenue, they had to hold paychecks. I don't know about you, but that's a fourth generation family paper. That doesn't have to be. The bottom line is, yes, you absolutely can increase your advertising right now. What we're going to go over this afternoon is the Pulse 90/90 program. And it's not a program from Pulse per se. It's really a combination of the best practices and ideas and sales solutions from our over 500 clients across North America. It also is based on some of the insights that I've personally realized from over 2,000 four-legged sales calls, going out on sales appointments with ad reps just like yours, and at the same time meeting with and going toe-to-toe with businesses just like the businesses in your communities. The Pulse 90/90 program is absolutely achievable because it's based once again on the best sales ideas, sales practices, and ideas of publications just like yours. Let's go over some of the reasons why you can absolutely, without question, in the next 90 days, get at least 90,000 additional advertising contracts for your publication. The bottom line is, it starts out with your local businesses. They're obviously the foundation of the future for community newspapers like yours, because you're not going to get back those majors. That's the reality. They're gone forever. But we have got to replace that business, and we can absolutely replace that business. Each of you have thousands of small businesses in your communities. Those businesses welcome and they demand information about and for their businesses. It's all about, and it's really quite simple, what's in it for them. That's what they want to know about. Too many ad reps that I've ridden around with when I've done four-legged sales calls, their whole sales focus present is product-centric. The businesses don't want to hear about your product. What they're interested in is opportunities, new customers, and additional revenues for their business. Why? Because their business model has been turned upside down in the last couple of years by Amazon and all the other realities of retailing today. When I'm out on four-legged sales calls, the businesses say, thank you so much for sharing information about and for my business. The bottom line is, and here's why I am so personally optimistic and confident that each one of you can do 90,000 in additional business, and it's based upon the fact that the businesses in each one of your communities want and expect and appreciate information about and for their business. And that's the bottom line of what Pulse does. Pulse does the Pulse of America Newspaper Audience Shopping Survey. And we just completed the survey in early February. And the beauty of it and the magic of it and why it's so darn effective is Pulse just asks the questions of community newspapers, audiences just like yours, print and digital audiences.
How come I'm not hearing?
Questions the businesses would ask. That's all we do. A furniture store would obviously ask, do you plan to shop at a furniture store in the next 12 months?
Well, I can't get it to.
Absolutely. A furniture store would also ask, do you plan to buy living room furniture, bedroom furniture, dining room furniture, etc.? So Pulse asks the questions the businesses would ask. And We also have prepared for you, let me just move my slide here if I might, the ability to start the conversation with these businesses. Many of you have quite a few new ad reps. And that's the nature of the business today, is you're going to have that constant turnover. And once again, having met with and gone out on four-legged sales calls with these brand new ad reps, one of the most important challenges they share with me is, how do you start the conversation? It's hard. They don't know what to say with that business person they haven't established a relationship with yet. Is how do you start the conversation? And more important, how do you engage with that business? Pulse has some specific, very, very simple solutions that ad reps across the country have embraced and they frankly love because of their simplicity and the effectiveness of engaging conversation with these businesses. Number one, I put up a teaser here for an example of the teaser program. It's very, very simple. It's getting that business's attention and engagement with a compelling fact about and for that business. And as you see here in this example, there's almost 6,000 households who plan to change or get a new insurance agent. That obviously grabs the attention of an insurance agent. But you also notice it says right below it, would you like to know what they plan to buy? i.e., what are their plans for automotive insurance, homeowners insurance, health insurance, even pet insurance. And if you noticed, this teaser is wrapped around a special section flyer. And I'm sure all of you, for your special sections, your SMB programs, you've got a one-page information sheet, right? But think about it a second. That information piece is product-centric. It's all about you. It's got information on your rates, deadlines, etc. Let's focus on what the businesses want. What's in it for me? And so the teaser grabs the attention of the business with a number, an opportunity, a fact about and for their business. In this example, almost 6,000 households plan to change your new insurance. Where does that number come from? Very simple. We asked the question the business would ask in community newspapers just like yours. Which of the following business categories do you plan to change or get new in the next 12 months? And in this example here, 18.1% said yes, they plan to change or get a new insurance agent, times the number of households you reach. And that gives you very simply the opportunity, in this case, for an insurance agent. So that's the teaser. Ad reps love it. It's designed to start the conversation, engage the business. The second conversation starter we have, we'll go over the details in just a second of how easily they can create these, teasers and flyers, is the flyer. And if you'll notice here in this example, to help you, Mr. Business Person, find solutions to get new customers, and wouldn't you agree with me? That's what they want. That's what they're looking for, some partner consultant to help them get new customers and revenue. Pulse asked the same questions you would ask. You plan to shop at a jewelry store. Look at that. 5,400 said yes. Once again, what's in it for them? The big number grabs their attention. But the flyer goes to the second step. Let's find a solution together, because that's what they want. That's what they expect, is somebody to help them with specific solutions and ideas on how they can get more business. It's really simple with the information. In this example here, you see for a jewelry store, there's information about opportunities for engagement rings, necklaces, earrings, etc. All the ad rep has to do is say, where do you think you can get more? Here's the opportunity. And it's magical. The business is engaged. They say, look at that. We can get more necklaces. It's phenomenally effective at engaging the business. One of our clients in 2018 up double digits in local retail. And how did they do it? They attribute it directly to the teasers and the flyers that I just showed you. They put together a best business practice of 3 teasers or flyers each morning. And this filled their pipeline with new business opportunity for their publication. And the end result of it, it's very, very simple little, sales practice, 3 teasers by 9 a.m. each day, double-digit increase in retail in 2018. It's all based upon a very simple sales idea. 3 by 9, 3 flyers or teasers by 9 a.m. each day. Very realistic, very doable. But what does that mean in terms of opportunity? It starts filling the pipeline. Businesses get engaged, they want to know more, and they ask for, well, what do you have in terms of different ideas and promotion packages? And that goes into the other sales tool that Pulse has, and that's the one-page presentation. And here's an example of the one-page presentation. As you can see here, it reinforces what's in it for them, the opportunity. In this case, for a tire store. Over 12,500 opportunities in this example of potential customers that this publication can deliver for a tire store. I'm sure you'll agree with me, that gets the attention of the tire store. It literally smashes that misperception that print is dead. It follows up like with a flyer, let's find a solution together. But then, and here's the very, very important effective piece, it shows the business how few customers they need to pay for a consistent 52-week program in your publication. I will tell you, if I was a publisher again, one of the things, and I see this all around the country, this industry has too many part-time advertisers. Let's get them on a consistent program. It's not that hard. And don't buy the Kool-Aid that your ad reps tell you. Well, they're not going to sign a 52-week contract. When you talk only about price, and the ad rep is talking about, in this example, roughly a $10,000 program, the business will, of course, say no. You can never get a positive conclusion talking about price. Let's show that business how few customers they need to pay for a consistent campaign. In this example here, just 3 customers a month out of the over 12,000 that are available for a tire store. And we're going to more details in just a second. The other piece, and it ties into what I just showed you, they only need 3, is we put together a very simple break-even calculator, ROI, if you will, that ad rep can use on their phone or on a tablet to engage that business. And with their participation, that's the beauty of it, the business realizes this is doable. This is a no-brainer because they understand there's absolutely no risk. Like an example I just showed you, 3 customers a month, the business for themselves realizes, I can do this. And so now let's do this. I want to quickly go over the Pulse sales tools. And by the way, Pulse, about 3-4 months ago, we blew up the ad seller legacy model. Why? Because it was not getting the results and the use and effectiveness that Pulse demands. We are totally committed to delivering right now immediate results and new revenue for each one of you. So we put together a very simple sales tool for each step of getting a new advertiser, and it relates to each one of your team members' task and what they're doing each day in the sales process of getting a new customer. So the steps are really simple. Number 1, prospecting, but identifying the sweet spots, the low-hanging fruit, those business categories who are and have the most highest propensity to say yes in a community publication like yours. The second step in the sales process is obviously starting the conversation, engaging with the business, like I showed you with the teaser or the flyer. The third step is finding a solution for that business. And this is what's so critically important. Instead of talking about your product, we've got to find solutions for the business, and it's easy with the information about and for that business. And then obviously the next step is showing them a consistent campaign in your publication. Overcoming objections. Number 1 that I hear all the time when I'm out on 4-legged sales calls is, well, print is dead. You don't reach my market. We've got to smash that misperception. And then obviously the last step in the sales process, sales steps, is closing. But as I showed you in that example, taking away the fear, showing them, yes, you can. So it becomes a no-brainer for that business to say yes to a consistent campaign in your publication. So let's go to Pulse Research now. And if you would like to go at your own convenience and take a look at the sales tools, go to pulseresearch.com. It's all web-based, so they can use it anytime, anywhere, both on their cell phone or a tablet, and obviously on their desktop. But on the front page, very simple. The Pulse sales tools: prospecting, engaging, needs analysis, the presentation, overcoming objections, and closing. And by the way, Pulse is committed to consistent, ongoing, effective training. So your ad rep can click right here. And for those brand new ad reps, we have weekly trainings, but they have right at their fingertips short videos, a minute or less for each of the sales steps: prospecting, engaging, needs analysis, the presentation, overcoming objections, closing. Going back to the dashboard, if I might, let's take a look at the first step, identifying some hot prospects. Pulse is unique in that we've got over 600 publications, over 6,000 ad reps using our program. And so what we've put together is a resource that puts right at your ad rep's fingertips the business types that have the highest propensity to say yes and advertise in a community publication like yours. It's based upon, in the Pulse program, where I'll show you in just a second, the reporting is every time an ad rep creates a presentation, it's automatically logged. And they put in then what happened. Did they close it? If they closed it, what was the sale amount? So we know for every single, and by the way, there's over 500 business categories that you make presentations in the Pulse Sales Tools program. So we then know the close ratio for each business type, the average sale, and how many have been sold. So they can click right here on the sold rank, and here's the business categories that are most sold across North America. Realtor, number one. And the reason for that is realtors are not getting the results that they expect from their digital-only program. Why? Because it's too fragmented. Like a realtor told me a couple weeks ago, she says, when I get a new listing, it goes on 182 sites. But that doesn't do me a darn bit of good in promoting me, the local agent, to call. And so here's a list right here of the business types that have been most sold across the Pulse network. There's some prizes here, like financial advisor, number 9 on the whole list, insurance agent, number 10, legal firm, number 12. Another way to look at this information here is by section. And so this will kind of give you an idea of the breadth and depth of the information in the Pulse of America survey, but more important, at your team members' fingertips. They can create and engage with, start the conversation with over 500 business categories. Look at this: apparel categories, arts and entertainment, automotive business types, beauty and spa, community related, education, big category, events. A lot of you are doing a lot of different events. We've got the information to engage and get more interest, participation in those events. Farm equipment, financial services, on and on, retail, health and medical, etc. Everything right at your fingertips. So how do they use the program? Very simple. They can either type in like insurance, and up will come new or change insurance agent. They just click on find. Up will come a map with your own local area. They just go down through the list here. They pick a particular business. They click on create. They can create a teaser or flyer. Let's create a teaser. We click on teaser. It automatically creates a teaser. They can select, by the way, each of you have different audience options: print only, digital only, print and digital. You've got a shopper, you've got niche publications. Look at this, right at their fingertips. Anything they're presenting, they can start the conversation with the Pulse program. So they select the particular business category. Look at this. Create a teaser wrap, simple and as fast as that. They print it, and they wrap it around that information flyer. It also, by the way, gives them the words to say when they're calling. Pick up the phone, engage with that business, get the appointment, get them in the pipeline. I was in Madison, Wisconsin a few weeks ago, and one of the ad reps, he had been there over 30 years, a bit skeptical. I said, well, let's go back to your desk. Let's pick up the phone. Let's call some non-advertising. Okay, so let's call this insurance man. I've never really able to get a conversation started with him. He picked up the phone. He says, I thought you might like to know. There are over 4,500 households that plan to change or get a new insurance agency. Would you like to know more about their insurance plans? The guy says, yeah, I would. I'm busy today, but can you come over tomorrow? The businesses welcome this information. So they can pick up the phone, they can call, get the appointment, but they can also cut and paste into an email the information that the businesses want. In other words, what's the opportunity? What's in it for my business? So that's a quick overview of the teaser program and how quickly they can create a teaser. Now let's take a look at the other prospecting tool we have, and let's create a flyer for cold calling. This is our new geo-prospecting tool. You click here on the home page, and what it'll do is default to the geographic area for a particular ad rep. All they have to do is put in the coastal code or a particular community. They can tag it and save that map default. So every time they log in, it goes right into their sales territory. And by the way, this is my old sales territory when I was an ad rep. So let's create a flyer here. Let's do it for MVW Insurance. Okay, so we click on the business right on our map. And by the way, as you know, a lot of the ad reps do their prospecting by driving around. They miss a lot of businesses. So they could be sitting at their desk in the morning. Remember, 3 by 9, 3 teasers or flyers by 9 a.m. They identify a business on the map in their territory. And by the way, they can quickly do 4 or 5 within a geographic area. They click here on flyer. This is insurance. We just clicked on the name. So we now put insurance, click on insurance agency, and look at that. Literally within seconds, a couple of clicks, they have created a flyer to go out there and engage, start the conversation with that business. And so as I mentioned a moment ago, it engages the business to help you, the business person, find solutions to get new customers. Pulse asks the questions you would ask, and immediately a button for them, right? Do you plan to change or get a new insurance agent? 4,500. That, once again, you're an insurance agent. You can't ignore that. And then, would you like to find a solution? Look at this. I have never once in all the four-legged sales calls I've made, I've met over 2,000, has a business not been interested. Every single time they say thank you. But what I say to the business is, where can you get more? Here's the opportunity. You know what you sold? And I've sold, by the way, many insurance businesses with this little fact right here. Business insurance starter change. Look at this in this example. Percentage is small, but that's over 1,000 households in this example that plan to get new business insurance. And I've had insurance agencies say, wow, there's a higher premium and I make more with business insurance. And by the way, the flyer is designed to get through that gatekeeper. In so many cases in today's world, there's that gatekeeper. Very, very hard to get to the decision maker. So what we suggest is that they take this flyer and they print it and they can fold it. Let me just go right here to print if I might. They print it and they fold it in thirds, fold it right there, fold it there. They put it in a white envelope, put the decision maker's name on it, and give it to the gatekeeper to give to the decision maker. It's gotten exceptional results. Not everybody calls back, but ad reps tell me when they call back, the business person, yeah, I saw that 4,500, tell me more. It gets their attention. Okay, now let's go back to our dashboard if we might. I've shown you the teaser. and the flyer. Now let's create a one-page presentation, an SMB program. So we went into that insurance agent, showed him the opportunity of the flyer. He said, my gosh, come back to me with some ideas and suggestions. And by the way, the Pulse program, if you have Metro Creative Graphics, there's an integration of the Pulse program right in to the AdWizard program. So let's show you how fast they can create a one-page presentation. So you click here on, let's choose a business. They can either enter a business or very quickly they select a business. Let's just go down here and let's just do Barb's Furniture. Okay, we'll update the data. We can once again select the audiences we want to present for. We can bake in campaigns here. And so they can select a particular campaign. There's a drop-down list, or they can put in a custom campaign. Then they select products and services, and they click here. They want to add products or services. And so we can put in outdoor furniture, mattresses, rugs, recliner chairs. This is coming from the Pulse of America survey. We asked the same questions the businesses would ask. And so the ad reps can very quickly, easily, as you're seeing right here in the live demo, access that information about and for the business. And then we can show them what they're missing if they're not also advertising with you. Well, I don't need to advertise with you. You know, I use Facebook. Well, I'm on the local radio station. I don't use you. I've got my own website. You get the idea. Plus, we also have information on real estate websites to show them what the fragmentation is. We've got information on automotive websites, once again, showing them what the fragmentation is with their digital-only programs. So we click here. We want to show them their return on investment. So a 10-time return would be $100,000. We want to overcome that misperception that print is dead. So we put your ad readership, and we click here, save. And by the way, if you've got, you know, the Metro Graphics AdWizard program, click there, and it'll create a spec layout, you know, for this furniture store. And there's your one-page presentation, as simple and as fast as that. And so the ad rep, if they're on a tablet or a smartphone, they can actually engage with the business. They can access that break-even calculator, and they can get the business's input. So with this furniture store, you ask the furniture store, what's your average customer value? If you got a new customer, what would the value be? Well, about $1,500. What is your cost of goods? In other words, what does the furniture cost? Well, around 65%. So they make about $525, right? Yeah. Well, look at that. $525 into $9,000. You only need 19 customers over 52 weeks, 12 months. That's less than 2 a month. And it pays for the campaign. They realize immediately how realistic and doable this is. Well, let's say we're in front of an ordinary advertiser, kind of cranky, right? Well, I don't know about 19. I don't know. Well, what do you think is the absolute fewest number of customers you would get? You know, we reach a couple thousand who are going to shop at a furniture store. You're going to get a 2x5 once a week. You're going to get 25,000 impressions on our website. You're going to get a print and deliver once a month. What is the minimum number of customers you think you'd get over 12 months? Well, I think the minimum would be 12, okay? So they just type in 12 here, and look at that. They just agreed to a $6,300 campaign. Why? 12 customers, their absolute minimum times their net value per customer. That's a $6,300 campaign. I sold a double truck to a realtor in South Dakota because I asked her what the minimum number of new listings she thought she would get, and she said 7. And her commission, by the way, was $3,000. So that was $21,000 that she said yes to. So that's the break-even calculator. Probably one of the most effective tools, you know, in the Pulse Sales Tools program. What I'd like to show you next, you know, I'm running out of time here. I apologize for that. Is the Pulse 90/90 program. And what we can do for you, let me just go right here if I might. Because as I mentioned at the beginning of the webinar this afternoon, it's not based upon Pulse, it's based upon what other publications like yours have told us is realistic and doable. And that is for your paper, 15 engagements or teasers per week. Out of the 15 teasers and engagements, they tell us that they're going to get at least 33% of the businesses, 1 out of 3, saying, yeah, come on back. I want to know more about your different programs and packages. So that's 5 presentations per week from your team. We're getting at least a 30% close ratio. One of the big reasons is the break-even calculator. That's a 1.5 sales per week. That's 6 per month. Most of you have an average SMB program around $100 a week for 52 weeks. That's about, let's say, a $4,800. That for 13 weeks or 90 days is $93,600. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. Just 15 engagements, teasers or flyers, and you saw how simple, fast, and easy they are. But most important, the businesses want and welcome this information from your team members. So 15, 5, 1.5, average campaign, 13 weeks, $93,000. Very doable. But here's even better news. Let's say you've got 4 ad reps, and each of your ad reps do 15 teasers per week. That's $374,000 in 13 weeks. I was an ad director once. Putting together a plan and executing that plan absolutely delivers. So the Pulse 90/90 program is quite simply based upon, now go back to here for the paper, just 15 teasers or flyers per week for your team will deliver over 90,000 in additional business for you. Now let me show you in the program itself, and then we'll wrap it up here. I respect your time. We'll show you how Pulse can keep you right on top of where you stand your goals. So you click here. As a manager, you can set your own goals in your Pulse program. So your goal is 15 engagements. That's each week. And that, in this case, is for the team. So you save it. Now look at that. You just set a goal. Engage with 15 prospects this week. The second goal, click right here again to set up the goal. Oops, click right here, is now how many presentations. So we want to deliver at least 5 presentations each week. That's for the team. Save that. How many sales do we want to make for the week? Okay, so we put in closed sales, and we want to do 1.5. And let's do it this way. Make this much more trackable. Let's go 6 closed sales for the month. It's 1.5 per week. And that's also a team goal. See how I'm setting up the goals here? And let's say for your team, you set the goal here and you want to put in $1 a month. That'd be roughly $7,200. That's per week. So times 4, around 28,000. Okay, that's sales, new revenue for the month. You get the idea. And that's a team goal. Bottom line is, as quick and as simple as that, we bake into your program the 90/90 goals. And from that point on, anytime, anywhere, you as managers are on top of and you see exactly where your team stands relative to your specific sales plan drivers. So on behalf of Pulse Research, I want to thank you very much for the opportunity to get together this afternoon. Truly appreciate it. If you got any questions or feedback, it's John Marling. My email is marling, M-A-R-L-I-N-G, @paper.net. My phone number is 503-784-5772. Pulse's mission is to do everything and anything to help you, the community newspapers of North America, be prosperous, viable, because somebody has to be at that city council meeting. Somebody has to be representing the public at that water board meeting. Our democracy depends on you. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it, and have a great afternoon.